Their new GMT World Timer is a great example. Whether you travel or not, it's still fun to see the different cities listed around the perimeter of the bezel. The faux patina on the hands and hour markers looks really nice with that red contrasting GMT hands that displays the second time zone in style. There's a black, green, and blue option that genuinely all look amazing and add its own twist to the design. What's really interesting is the crown. Rather than the traditional placement at the 3 o'clock, Baltony opted for the placement at the 4, so it looks really cool and a bit unique. As expected with the brand, their attention to the small details are done very well. The date window has a polished framing, adding a more elevated premium appearance. The 3-link oyster-style bracelet is super robust and solid with nice brushing. And the specs are solid as well. Sapphire crystal on top, Seiko NH35 automatic movement inside, and a ceramic bezel. It also has a really great size for most people, coming in at 40 millimeters wide, 13 thick, and 46.5 in total length, also known as lug-to-lug distance. Then there's 200 meters of water resistance, 3D brushed hands, and a screw-down crown, further adding to the overall protection. From top to bottom, this watch is a total banger, and a great new release from a reliable brand. There are some discounts going on right now, so I'll include links and codes in the description. All in, this watch comes to $223. Not every watch needs to take along the traditional path, and for anyone looking for a super fun, sporty watch, the 153M from Bernie checks all the boxes. Before jumping into all the little details and specs, this one comes in a handful of different colors and cases, so there's plenty of options, which is always nice. Between the square case with the screws around the bezel to the colorful and interesting dial, this watch definitely stands out from the crowd, that's for sure. The sleek rectangular case design takes inspiration from the classic tank. The dial is multi-layered and inspired by the optics of a telescope. Powering the engine is an automatic Miyota 8215 movement. The dimensions are 35.5 in diameter, the total length is 25.3, and the thickness is only 11.3 mil. Traditionally speaking, these would fall under the smaller category of sizing, but because it is a square watch, do keep that in mind, they do wear a little bit larger. So the size is right in that sweet spot for this style of watch. I do really like the strap Bernie went with. It's made of a super comfy fluoro rubber that's featuring contrasting stitching to tie in each colorway. There's plenty of protection thanks to the sapphire crystal that does include an anti-reflective coating. The price comes to $132. It's tough to beat the price to quality ratio of Sam Martin watches, and their latest release might be their best looking one to date. We're talking GMT functionality, a rotating 24-hour bezel featuring two-tone contrasting colors made of sapphire crystal for an extra premium look, and a gorgeous sandwich dial featuring 2 layers and a gradient textured finish. This watch is really stunning, and I love how it has a bunch of old school charm, but clearly has a modern build quality. Although it does come on a steel bracelet, I think it's the leather strap that shows the watch off the best. It fuels the vintage design with the suede leather strap and helps show off the stunning dial without a distracting heavy steel bracelet. The lume on this watch is definitely a sight to see. It's spread across the dial, on the hands, and around the bezel. Really interesting and helpful in those low light conditions. The watch is powered by the go-to affordable automatic GMT movement, the Seiko NH34. There's a dome sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating and 200 meters of WR. The brushing and polishing throughout the case and bezel are done incredibly well. A really cool element of the watch are the teeth around the bezel, which deviates from the more common coin edge we see a lot and goes for a more industrial, grippy layout. This watch is the real deal and looks pretty much like a luxury watch for $234. When it comes to go anywhere, do anything watches, I think the new Addy's Dive AD 2075 is one of the best releases this year, and it's under $100. The big distinguishable features, of course, is that dial. It has a bit of textured birch finish that has just the right details, and it's available in either white, black, or green. I do really like all three, but I think the green is the standout, especially since it's a dark green, almost black in certain sections, so it has just the right splash of color without being too vibrant. The finishing on the case, bezel, and bracelet all flow really well with contrasting brushing and polishing. This watch is a total spec monster. There's the Seiko NH35 auto movement, a fully 316L stainless steel construction, like all the watches we're looking at today, a screw-down crown, sapphire crystal, and a solid 100-meter water resistance rating. Addy's Dive does have 2 logos that they use, the one you can see here with the cursive text, and another with a different, more blocky font and a nautical-themed logo. I definitely prefer the one used on this watch. I think it looks cleaner and adds a nice touch of detail with the old school looking cursive font. The applied hour markers are substantial, polished, chamfered, and help give the watch that premium touch. Gata watches should be super comfy for all-day wear, and the 39 by 13.5 by 48 millimeter case is a perfect size. It's always exciting to see what Addy's Dive comes out with, and this is definitely a home run. Priced at $87. WM went through a bit of a rebranding, with the most notable change being to their logo. They went from using their full name across the dial to just an abbreviated version that we see now. Their logo is subtle and looks really cool, especially on one of their newest watches, the WM207. This watch has a little bit of a similar design to the watch we just looked at, but plenty of differences that make this one unique in its own. The textured birch style finish on this dial is more horizontal than vertical and has a different execution. Also, the fixed polished bezel is more rounded on this watch. Both look awesome, so not mentioning it to compare. On top is a sapphire crystal with an AR coating to help with reflections, and inside is one of my favorite type of movements, a Seiko Mecha Quartz. This one is the VH31, a great timekeeper. Basically, you get the sweeping hand motion of an automatic, but the accuracy and convenience of quartz. The rest of the watch is solid and showcases nice build quality. Fine high polishing, nice vertical brushing, and just an overall great everyday watch. It's sporty, a little bit dressy, and a great option that comes in white, green, light blue, or navy blue. All for $61. There are a few watches throughout history that have earned a bit of that legendary status, and one of them for sure is the Speedmaster Moonwatch. For anyone looking for that similar design but at a much more attainable price, this release from Pagani Design, the PD1701, is probably the best option you could buy. And I really love this particular model with the antique gray blue dial color. It's such a vibe and looks really cool with the creamy hour markers. And then tying it all together is the black tachymeter scale on the outside. Of course, this model does come in a bunch of other colors from white to black and red, so you're not limited. Although Pagani does make super affordable watches, their steel bracelets are really well made. Nice finishing, comfortable feel, and not what you'd expect from a sub $100 watch, that's for sure. As far as the little details, this watch does a great job. The date window is blacked out to match the dial and seamlessly blend in. There's a sapphire crystal, great clarity and scratch resistant, and a Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz movement, so timekeeping will be spot on. 40 by 14 millimeters, and a really great price coming in at $61. It's fun to wear a larger, more robust, durable watch, like this beefy 44mm 6105 from Seagull. As much as San Martin is the leader of affordable watch brands, Seagull is the leader in legit watchmaking heritage. They first started as a movement manufacturer and then added making watches. They are one of the largest movement producers in the world, so hats off to them. This diver has a really lovely green color and a nice sunburst effect on the dial, giving it a lot of depth. The hands are interesting with a bit of a skeletonized execution, and the hour markers are a little chunky, giving the watch a nice pop of white. It comes equipped on a really well-made steel bracelet that matches the case perfectly. Great finishing, solid build quality, and it's just a real deal dive watch. Powering the little engine is the in-house ST25 automatic movement. The thickness comes in at 13 mil, and there's a sapphire crystal protecting everything. Tons of lume, great wrist presence, and just a beautiful watch. All in, the price is $168. Although I did want to keep one watch per brand, I think when you see this next Seagull, you'll understand why I had to double up. This watch looks like one of those super fancy, high-end luxury timepieces, but the price is very affordable. So basically, anyone who likes this style of design, a classy dress watch with cool complications, this is for you. The automatic self-winding movement powers the 42mm watch with the ST2502 movement. The subdial on the left displays the day of the week, while the one on the right shows the date. And then there's the peekaboo hollow flywheel right above the 6 o'clock that is just straight up awesome. The blue hands are a really nice touch, helping to keep things casual and a little sporty. It also matches the little blue screws holding in that flywheel. It does come on an alligator textured leather strap, which definitely goes nicely with this watch, but for anyone who is up for swapping it out for other options, it can make it look a little less formal and a bit more versatile on something like a simple leather strap or even canvas. The most amazing part of this watch is the price, which will come to $92. These next two watches are really unique and special for different reasons. First up is a super old school inspired, vintage looking dress watch from Fairsuit. It comes in both a classic silver and a more colorful, fun green. The watch has a lot of unique characteristics. There's a few different finishes and textures on the dial, and the single pusher at the 4 o'clock is not something we see very often. Inside is a super accurate YM24A quartz movement. On top is a sapphire crystal, and it comes on a gray pebbled textured leather strap that adds a lot to the overall design. The watch will cost $182 all in. This next one is a really interesting and just really cool looking watch from Merkur. It leans on the other side of the spectrum. Rather than dressy, this one is very industrial and has a really nice tool watch design. The dual crown calendar rotates internally like a compressor dive watch and allows the ability to track a second time zone. It's executed in a fun, different format than a traditional extra GMT hand that rotates around the dial. This model comes in a variety of different colors and layouts, all very awesome and different in a good way. The case measures 38.5 in diameter, 13 mil in thickness, and the total length is 47. A great size, pretty much in that sweet spot. There's a domed sapphire crystal that gives the watch a little bit of that vintage flair, and it's powered by a hand-winding mechanical movement. The strap looks great as well, adds a ton of style, and really comfortable to wear. I'm a big fan of Merkur and always enjoy their designs and execution. For $112, this is a great watch for an even better price. That's all for the watches today. I do hope you enjoyed my selection. We definitely looked at a great variety, so do let me know which was your favorite or perhaps which one you didn't like at all. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.